well-known Glasgow gigging location, and also, I wish I could remember the exact quote, you never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy, something like that. I'm going into Blitzkrieg shop, one of the bucky casters he's apparently sold, and the output jack's not working, so I've just brought another output jack, so I should be able to fix it regardless. But it's horrible. It's sleeting. I'm not even sure if sleet's a word you get in other countries, but it's it's not exactly rain and it's not exactly snow. It's slush in the air. Pretty minging. Luckily I've got my Gore-Tex army jacket, because if I don't, I've only got this jumper. And I'm going to have to park. Normally I park outside blkitzkreig, I just park right outside, but Barras is probably going to be too busy on a Sunday morning, so I'll probably just park it. As I do my shopping, at the big Morrison's on my way out, so I should only be half an hour in then. But I'm going to take a wee walk through and make sure there's no bargain guitars on the way through. See my pal Jim, who's got a wee shop just down below the Barras sign, who I've not seen since pre-lockdown. It's like all the places you're going to go. Going to the Barras isn't one of the places you go when it's of questionable viral capacity. So I'd imagine every time I go to the Barras, it's normally, well, it's been a couple of years this time, normally it's like 6 months apart or a year apart, and you go, oh my god, there's nothing left. So I used to go to this place when I was like of computer game buying age for my Atari ST. I used to go and buy copies. No, I didn't, that's illegal, but Motion Software will come after me. When I was at 14 and the place was jumping. You used to go in early in the morning because you could get all the bargains. Now I think Glasgow Council's been trying to get rid of it forever. They keep doing it up, and there's just less and less stalls. I'm on a bit of a rant just now. Oh, it is horrid out there. It's not. And then I'm going to go over to Scott's and swap the valves over on his amp because he's got the fear. And at least if I go and do it at his house, I can practice swapping over valves, and he can phone the ambulance when I go on fire. So that'll be handy. And then I'll be back tonight for a live stream. I'll sit out. I've got a bottle of bucky, half a bottle of bucky left from last night, and my pal Ivor, or last week, my pal Ivor was over, just wanted to sort of wiring his bass. Because I merchant charged me, and it was like literally there's no wire off, so it was a can of Monster. Ivor didn't know what a can of Monster was, so he bought me half bottle of bucky. So I'm not complaining. Right. This is where it all becomes a very short thing. I'm assuming my army jacket's in the boot. I'm sure it is. I just hit that curb. Nope. Good. Right, there's the army jacket here. I'm going to walk about with this thing on my head in the Barras. I might get mugged, but hopefully not. And I hope my jacket's there. Okay, but almost tempted to put it on in the car. Be there, jacket, be there. The thing about this jacket is it's got zero warmth capabilities whatsoever. It's just a waterproof outer shell. So this will be getting done up. Okay, I'll see you on the way round to the Barras. Yeah, so you can see my reflection. But it's yeah. Oh. Oh man, it's freezing. start doing good guitars. There's the sign. Hey YouTube, I should probably do an intro as well. So this is the bass. That when I was walking through the barras, probably in the earlier part of this video, so there's a bass sitting out in the rain. So I walked through, went to blkitzkreig, fixed a couple of guitars. On my way back, walked past, and it was still sitting in the rain. And I thought, it's a bass guitar. How much do you want for it? I didn't bother haggling, but it was 15 quid. Yeah. So after that, I went up to Scott's, and I had my soldering kit with me anyway, because I was fixing a guitar in blkitzkreig. The volume pot, the wires, it would, you know, when they get loose and the pot starts spinning, and then the wires fall off. Basically, so I had to reconnect 3 wires in the back of the volume pot, and I tuned it, and that's it. It's still manky. It really is. It probably doesn't show how horrible it is. You can see that. But hey, what I do for videos. So volume control's a little bit stiff. You get 2 jazz bass pickups. The best sound of jazz bass is both pickups on, and then you turn down until you get something like a P bass. So the Benson bass B1, maybe something like that it's probably called. It's a pretty generic bass guitar. It's actually quite a cool purple colour. Purple fade, 24 frets, 2 jazz bass pickups, 2 volumes, jazz bass wiring, 2-a-side headstock with decent tuners. The neck, it's scarf jointed here, but it's quite a good neck. It's kind of, it might be the exact same guitar actually. I've had a couple of Stag basses which are very much this sort of shape, and it's they were just really good. I've actually chopped 2 of them up. They were available in short scale, or 30-inch or 34 inches, a 34. I made a 6-string Claymore guitar to play with Jesse, and a 6-string bass for Telecaster bass at a kitchen worktop. So that I've used them, and I've also had a couple. I think a couple of the Iron Brew ones and Bucky ones have been, because they are good basses. It's just not the most interesting one. It's just that whole, oh, we're thinking of producing a bass for the range. Let's go to China and see what's the best bass you can do for a good price. And it's like something like this. It's just does everything really. To be honest, if I had to change it in, I would probably just have rather have a P bass pickup than the 2 jazzes, but because I'm a P bass guy. But I mean, I've not even adjusted the action. It's fine. So sorry you watched this video for that review. Not really much to say about it apart from pretty good. If someone is saying I've bought myself a bass, a brand new one, like for learning to play the bass, and it's like they showed up with this and it was playing like this, assuming that this was always like this. Well, obviously you would buy it without a broken volume control. Totally fine, totally great. If you're wanting a bass for playing in the house sort of thing, you know, you've got 4-track or using your DA, your DAW, be broth of the DAW and all that. Totally fine. Well, a wee bit busy. Maybe a wee bit. You know, you can't really expect. You expect to buy. You have to buy strings for these things. I don't even buy strings. All I did was tune it up, connect up the volume control, and I've got plans for it. It's going to be something a little bit interesting, I think. But if you see one of these in a jumbo sale or in a charity shop or something like that, you think, oh, right, actually we go with a bass. If all the bits are there, going by this one, they're good, totally fine. It's a definite. I would totally accept this as a standby for a gig. Would I use it at a gig? I've got lots of basses, so I probably wouldn't. But I mean, if I had to, be alright. I'd imagine maybe with the cheaper pickups and stuff, it maybe doesn't sound so good through like, you know, something like this up full bung, but it's totally fine. As fine as any jazz bass is. I don't like jazz basses. So in case of finding that.